suck,
and that's sad.
An
AEW
wrestling
podcast
of wrestling news.
Dynamite.
All right. Looks like we're all here. Well, hello and welcome to YSATS. We are the AEW podcast that everyone should be listening to. And tonight I'm here with Matt.
Hello, Jackski.
TK.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody.
And our producer's actually here tonight, Phil.
Hey, what's up?
We're going to talk about Revolution. And we're going to maybe hit on some Dynamite from
Yesterday.
March 8th. I'm trying to get dates in here, okay?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. You were already jumping on the March, so I changed it to yesterday just so we wouldn't both say 3-8 at the same time. Because then people, content.
Who knows where they would go with that?
Control Alt Delete. I didn't say any of that. You know what? You didn't say any of that. We didn't say any of that because we got too much other stuff to say about revolutions.
There's a lot to go over. There's so much to go over. You want to talk about the pre-show, or did you guys not watch that?
Yeah, Revolution. I did not watch the pre-show. No.
I skipped it, but didn't Mark Briscoe pick up the win?
Go.
It was a trios match, and Mark Briscoe did pick up the win to get everyone happy and excited for the show.
Yeah, I think they'll just push him for a while. So good thing he could win every single match he ever has for the next year, and I'll be happy.
He's going to be on Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but whatever he's doing, let's just let's go. Let's go with him. He's a great wrestler.
Did you say he was early elite, no? So not just they say the Briscoe was early elite, no?
Yeah, he is all elite.
So he's not just a Ring of Honor man, no?
I don't think it actually matters anymore. Like what company you think they say they work for. So.
But he is the tag team champion.
The demarcation is becoming more concrete though once the Ring of Honor show begins, which it has, no? So I think from this point forward, you will see more division between the promotions, huh? Oh yes, he speaks this thing.
If you start singing, sir, you sound like a great Chris Jericho.
The sign Chris Jericho lip syncs.
What did I become? More than I could say. Everything about my life, you've told you. What are the words to that? I can't go to AEW shows anymore because I don't know the words. How does everybody know? Like, why? Wait, what is with that? I mean, good for him.
I know them, but I'm not going to sing it.
Yeah, I know them kind of, but I also don't have the song on my playlist like I do other wrestling songs. So I can understand knowing a wrestling song like beat for beat.
Well,
remember when we were at that show with Minoru Suzuki and Kyle and 7 other people stood up and did the hand sign right when he was coming out for his entrance. Now everybody in AEW can do it.
No, I have a setting in my brain. Whenever I see Minoru Suzuki, I forget the next 15 minutes.
But that's after you knew who he was.
Yeah, well, no, but it's retro. I can go ex post facto in my brain because it's my brain.
Well, I'll keep bringing it up.
I mean, this is a random thing, but last night I lost
Super Potato. What's up?
I lost $5 to my wife.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I bet Moxley was going to bleed, or someone was going to bleed last night in that match, and nobody did.
I don't even know why Moxley was fucking
there.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't watch it. I don't know.
Moxley had a great Revolution, but we opened Revolution with Chris Jericho and Ricky Starks.
Back to that though. Freeform. No, shut up. This is 2023. Yep. You want me to do weird accents again? I will, mister. Don't threaten me with a good time.
You can do whatever you want.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I'll roll dice to pick your accents.
Oh, that'd be great. You should come up with an accent. That'd be fun. Yeah, just dice roll and you got to go to that one. That's a good idea, son. But hey, you know what? That was Well, no, that was
ridiculous.
Ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Moxley did die that match. And then there he was wrestling again on Wednesday. Like, you just can't stay away. You piece of shit. You can't even sell that match. You went way over the top. You didn't sell anything there.
They hung him.
Yeah. And you can't
I'll
even
even say
that.
Hangman sold better.
He did.
Than Mox.
Even Hangman was at least selling it like he was beat up. He was limping out there.
He was trying to get out there.
I am just so dumb. Mox, I mean,
just go away, man.
Go away for a long time.
Just go away.
Dude. I don't know what you're doing.
We'll appreciate it when you come back.
I don't even know what
DBD's doing it right.
Yeah, that shit was great.
All right, I just while we were talking, I just asked Chat GPT for a list of accents commonly found in the wrestling business. So I'll be giving you some in a little bit. Anyway, let's jump into Revolution.
Let's do it.
Let's start with the match we didn't need.
That was the Chris Jericho and the Ricky Starks singles match with
I become man.
There you go.
Oh,
he's coming.
Ooh, number 7, Canadian accent, often used for friendly and likable characters. So, Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho. At least Ricky Starks won, so if the match did anything, hooray! But we didn't need it again. It could have been
finished that feud, thankfully.
Yeah, that was a good one, eh? I like that fight a little bit. Chris Jericho is a hero up here, and we understand that Ricky's the young guy. It was good to see Chris put him over and apparently put the nail in the feud, huh? Maybe Ricky can be the first guy that gets a beat. I really
think that was a good time too, yeah.
Yeah, they
did a really good job. They really went out there and they did their best.
It was Ricky for what Starks. It was. Yeah, about
did he Rochambeau? Do you remember if he Rochambeau'd or not?
I think he did it.
Did he Rochambeau for the win?
Was this? Yeah, I don't remember the finish, eh?
Oh!
I actually don't remember it either.
I'm looking it up right now.
I remember Ricky won.
Like Ricky Starks blocked the Judas effect, and then hit his finisher for the win.
Oh, he blocked the fat elbow.
Did the Rochambeau?
Is the finisher the spear or the Rochambeau now though?
I think it's the Rochambeau.
Okay.
Because it wouldn't make sense. You can't block a spinning back elbow and then get speared.
Yeah, you wouldn't really have all the momentum necessary, huh?
No, that
wouldn't be a good one, huh? That'd look a little silly, eh?
Yeah, that's my fake Canadian accent. Just wait for me to have 2 more beers and I'll have my real one come out.
Yeah, you were born in Canada.
Yes, I am Canadian.
What did you boys rate that match?
2.5 hearts.
I was gonna give it 3.
Yeah, I'd say
that's fair. Those are literally the same.
Yeah,
like it was.
They are not literally the same or figuratively the same.
No,
but they're in the same ballpark.
In the Meltzer world, they are.
You're right. In the Meltzer world, they're both bad now because if it gets under a 4, he hates it. Yeah.
In the YSATS world, we have the biased person, which is me, and then we have Matt, who's logical.
Sounds logical, yeah. And then sometimes I go everywhere.
What do you think about that, TK? What was your rating?
Of the match? Literally it'd be like 2.75. It'd be literally in between that. Like, yeah, good. It was a good match.
That's so hot, man.
Like if we all said it was a good match and we put those 3 different numbers ahead, none of us are gonna complain about the different numbers from each other. So and even better, maybe even give it the 3 that got out of the way, and then the next match was Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. But let's go to your accents, because I rolled a 2 for New York accent, often used for tough guy or street smart characters. Good for Christian.
Hey, yeah, this match here needed to get out of the way fast. I'm kind of glad that it wasn't the shit house it could have been. It could have been a trash fire, but it was fine. Honestly, the whole thing did what it needed to do. Bing, boom, boom. It was personal, but it wasn't as over the top as some of the other shit we were going to see. Over the top justifiably in the main event. Over the top just because he can't fucking help himself for John motherfucking Moxley, right? But this match was okay. I had no problems with it. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Now, the coffin at the end, that shit was fucking funny, though, right? He pushes the button and boom.
The roller coaster that disappeared into the...
It just whoosh.
When you see that happen, how it just dropped, I can't do it right. I don't know New York. I've never tried that.
Bro, that was like those tubes that they used to have for the banks that would suck your shit up.
Yeah, they still have them.
like standing in a water slide before the bottom disappears, and you're just like, down I go.
My God, back when direct deposit required a tube.
Yeah.
Remember that, kids? Look it up. Our sponsor is Bank.
I thought that was crazy.
Bro, that
as soon
was
as he
insane.
closed it, it just dropped. I'm like, oh no, Christian Cage died.
He's gone.
He literally
got
was
sucked up
murdered.
the hell. Maybe that shit takes him straight to WWE for a retirement run. I don't know, bro, but that was funny.
I don't know, bro. But I'm thinking that we get an Edge coming to AEW to do one last Hardy versus Edge and Christian.
I would take it
versus FTR. Fucking do it.
I'll let Edge wrestle for a year against different people in AEW I've never seen wrestle Edge. That's fucking great because that's all he'd want to do. And then he'd put someone over at the end. Like, cool, Edge is great. He knows what he's doing.
I give that match a 2 point. I'll give it 2 points.
I give it a 2.75.
I give it a 2.817.
I get a little bit. I think it's a little bit better than the Jericho and Starks.
I think it went long. I think if they would have ended it like 4 minutes earlier, it went 14:50. I think if they would have ended it around 12 minutes, it would have been better.
You know what though? But this was a feud that's been going on forever, bro. Like this thing. Now they may have fumbled the ball a little bit, and Christian being gone, and then resolving it so quickly after he comes back, I think was maybe a mistake.
But see, I thought they resolved it.
Why you in my parking spot?
And no Luchasaurus, like you need him unless he's gone.
He's been vanquished. He already got past that hurdle, bro. It just got thrown off because Christian was in the shithouse for so long.
He got Marco stunted.
Yeah. So I don't know. It wasn't the timing and the pacing wasn't always the best, but the match was fine for a feud that was kind of already bloated.
Like I was done. I was done with that feud before.
I hope they don't revisit it anytime soon. Like, do it again in a couple years if you need to, but not anything.
Yeah. No,
I thought that feud was over.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew it wasn't.
Jungle Boy needs something else. Is really what it is. Christian can work with anybody. Jungle Boy needs to do something else. Hopefully, it's him and like OC or him and somebody else for like a title. Jungle Boy needs a title.
Well, we're not going to get into that yet.
Who knows?
But now we have
our next match.
The match of the night.
Was a good match. And I rolled a 1. 1 is a Southern accent, commonly associated with wrestlers from the American South.
What part of the South, though, man? The South is varied. They got lots of accents.
Would you like me to ask ChatGPT while you recap the match?
Yeah, ask ChatGPT what kind of asshole I'm supposed to sound like. No, to be fair, there's a lot of really cool Southern accents too. You know.
Yeah, I get it sometimes. You called me out on it.
Well, that's the thing about
it says I can narrow it down to Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, or Texas.
Oh boy, I had to pick one. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go with maybe more of an Alabama then.
That one.
We'll just do a little bit
because we have the House of Black Guys, Malachi Black, Buddy King, and Buddy Matthews, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews.
No, you see, when you say House of Black Guys, I say Black Guys because it's the House of Black and they're a bunch of guys. That sounds fine and innocent, but when you do House of Black Guys, it's a little, I don't know, man. I don't think it's necessarily offensive, but it becomes unnecessary, and then it becomes like, is the joke that they're black guys? But I don't know. But just given the way I sound, I probably shouldn't be talking about any of this, right? People might have some preconceived notions, but you forget there were a lot of abolitionist Southerners too, as recently as 1983, in fact. But I digress. This match was fine. It was what it needed to be. I suppose we all wanted the Elite to lose, and the House of Black has been booked like absolute juggernauts. They're coming out here and they're whooping people's ass supernaturally and naturally.
So they look so good.
They couldn't lose. You didn't want to do that. They got all this mystique, and their first run was kind of hampered by uneven booking. And when you got supernatural woo, second they start losing, the whole illusion is done. So we need to establish them. And they did that here, I'd say, huh? What do you boys think?
Oh, I think they did it proper.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
I can't do the foghorn leghorn that well, I don't think.
Well, that'd be more of a Kentucky thing anyway. Yeah, you don't want to do the foghorn leghorn. That ain't what I'm trying to do. Boy.
I know it ain't what you're trying to do, but that's kind of what it sounds like.
Now, boy, I will turn the foghorn leghorn, boy.
You just call me boy.
I called you
call
boy,
me boy.
You are
what
my
you talking
boy.
about, boy? Listen here. Now listen here.
You are my boy, my fucking boy.
No, I vaguely remember this match. I think I just said the right team won, and that was about it.
Right team did win.
Indeed. Those were the comments on for me for that match.
Yeah, it was not the best match. You know what? The first 10 minutes or so, it was pretty all right. I enjoyed it. I mean, they were tagging. It's kind of
they were tagging in the trios.
Yeah,
no tagging on trios.
That's kind of the pattern. I mean, do you remember that first? I didn't watch the one that was on Rampage with the basketballs and all that garbage, but the AR Fox and Top Flat versus the Elite Defense. That the first defense they actually did post the best of 7. The first 5 or 10 minutes was actually like a match, and then it devolved into Crazy Town. And that's how this one was. It was false finish after false finish. And each time there'd be a 3-on-1 situation in the ring where there's no possible way that they get out of this one. Then they get out of it. Then they get out of it. Then they get out of it. And then they get out of it. And it was just silly. By the end of it, it was just exhausting. Like, pick a finish and stick there.
Yeah,
So, right, team won. We'll see where Crater goes from here, huh?
I mean, I like me some Brody King.
Mm-hmm. That Roll Tide and Brody King.
No, I don't know anyone outside of Darby Allin who almost murdered him that one time.
Roll Tide on Darby Allin.
Roll Tide Darby Allin.
What did you think of that match there, TK? Roll Tide on TK.
I mean, I barely remember anything physical about the match.
Phil.
I'm so tired.
Roll Tide on Phil too.
Them. So
Roll Tide. Thank you, Phil.
I honestly didn't pay enough attention to the match.
Yeah, I was just happy when I heard like ding 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 and it was we have new champions, and then I like focused back in.
I lived the life on the struggle of that one, and so I'll give it a 2. Yeah, because there's probably some crazy flippy shit that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably a lot of, and like we said, team I wanted to win one, so that was fun.
I watched the cooler footage when they posted on YouTube, because Cutler's Cam has always got some really cool footage. So sometimes they show like half the match, and it's pretty cool.
Oh, being the Elite.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they can show the Young Bucks chatting while they're outside of the ring, supposedly selling death, and Kenny is in the ring suffering at the hands of the entire House of Black.
I mean, Kenny is amazing, but
Kenny's great. I hope he goes greatness in singles soon.
Yeah, who knows about that now? But AEW Revolution. Here we go.
Oh, next is the 3-way match for the AEW Women's World Championship between champion Jamie Hayter.
Roll Tide the women.
And Ruby Soho.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Ooh, 10. What is 10? Show.
Did you enjoy watching them fight outside the ring?
Jamaican accent, often used for laid-back, cool characters.
Yeah, man, but you don't want to go too over the top on this one, man, because that wouldn't be considered okay now. So
I mean, we can do the Kofi Kingston.
You don't want to do this one.
Boom. Yeah.
Boom. Boom.
You don't want to slip into Bob Charlie territory, huh?
No.
You don't want to go there.
This is a good match. I was positive they were going to pull it off of her, but I'm really glad they kept it on her. I thought they were going to start playing hot potato for a while until they settled on like, who can carry the brand?
No, they needed hair to keep it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really glad they did.
Because
Tony makes weird decisions, man.
I kind of thought they were going to give it to Ruby. I'm glad that it stuck with Jamie.
They might give it to Ruby.
We predicted the turn. I think all of us had that in the preview.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. But I think they might give it to Ruby at some point for their faction. Because that's kind of what you need.
Yeah.
Make them more like you want to make them viable. So like you want them to have
you gotta have them get a big win.
Yeah, they have to have that big win. I mean, it would be great
big win
if they would put them against fucking Jade.
No, because the whole thing is they want to take over the women's roster, and Jade's not part of the women's roster.
Oh, that's right.
She's part of her own roster.
Yeah, she's Jade, the TBS roster.
We hope somebody breaches that roster and enters Jade's roster. Hopefully, thought it would be Ruby, but you never know.
That's what Marvel MCU Phase 6 is about, the multiverse. It's about them trying to get Jade into the universe with the other AEW women.
No, they already have the superhero who can go between. The one who goes between the Jade roster and the regular roster is
they got to get. Oh, is she Miss America Chavez?
Sky Blue goes through she's been to the Jade roster a bunch of times, and she's always with the regular roster.
She's from Chicago, so she can punch like a Chicago star and jump through and bring her with. That'd be
she
great.
Was on Dynamite last night, wasn't she?
Yeah, she got betting. She got betting up.
She did. She does her part.
Yeah, she's got a real nice butt. I really noticed her butt yesterday too. It was looking really good.
It took you a while.
Well, it's a really good looking. I usually fast forward through a lot of her matches, man.
Oh, okay.
But
I've been waiting weeks for you to say something
to talk about her butt. Yeah, she's got a really nice looking butt. I've been fast forwarding, but this was Ruby. I really liked Ruby's promo too, and it was a well-worked match.
Good, but we're not.
Yeah, we're not talking
there
about
yet.
That. Okay, so women's trios match, not doing the Jamaican accent the whole time for, reasons. I have a limit. My cringe armor is really strong. I'm willing to step into a lot.
I won't read number 9.
Okay, yeah. Probably just re-roll on some of those or give up the bit because I'm getting tired now too. We'll see. Mix it up. Crazy. Loosey goosey. 2023. Patreon. We got to hit all those bases. This match was fine. Did what it's supposed to do. I give it a 2 and 2.25. Well, y'all like it? Yay, we did. Next match. Go. Next match. What's next?
Your favorite match of the night.
The Texas Death Match. I don't even, here's the Texas Death Match, guys. For those of you who don't know what a Texas Death Match is, it's just gratuitous hardcore violence. And this was a great gratuitous
violence in AEW, that's what a Texas Death Match is.
This was a great gratuitous violence Texas Death Match. And if you want to watch it, great. If you want to see it, cool. It did its thing. People got hung. It's not real, so you can see them 2 days later in the ring together laughing. It's fine.
And one person played off the injury.
No the contest. Other one didn't. Doesn't get stars from me.
So many things got no sold. It wasn't even funny. I mean, again, Hangman, all of his finishing moves got no sold. In this case, it was to set up Moxley standing up so he could get hung with barbed wire. And just even that move to the finish was so funny. I think he took the dead eye, then stood up and threw himself backwards into rope. And it was just so fake, so fake looking, so terrible. Just these guys, especially Moxley, he's a moron. They're morons. All of this and for what? You're stabbing, you're doing the Abdullah the Butcher shit. He's literally doing the spot that Gage did where he's stabbing with Why? It's just it's so stupid and it's so gratuitous and unnecessary. No, because it's dumb. Because if it really is no rules, nothing, and you can use a fork, stab him in the fucking eye, stab him in the jugular. You're a crazy killer, man. It's so stupid. Mm-hmm. It's fake as fuck. Yet simultaneously, you're actually stabbing this human being. That's the stupidest shit in the world. That's okay. In this scene, you're supposed to be stabbed in the kidney, but I was reading this book and you could miss the kidney. And I could perfectly do it. So in this movie, even though we have effects that can make it look 100% real, what if I really stabbed you, but non-lethally? Think about it, dude. Wouldn't that be great? That's what they're doing.
Sir, no, Brandon, we're filming a movie named The Crow. You can't do that.
Alec Baldwin, he's like the Alec Baldwin of professional wrestling. What if I used a real gun with real bullets and I shot the director for the scene? What are you doing, Moxley? It just... I don't know who it's for. I don't know why you do it. It goes beyond suspending belief. There probably is a place for it. I mean, there is, like the match later tonight.
Do it right, yeah. Like do it
or
right.
the MJ or the dog collar match where everything builds to a story. When you finally get that big blood of that crazy spot,
CM
it
Punk,
has a real purpose. It's not okay. Now we go to the next crazy spot or the next ridiculous thing with barbed wire, because everything's got barbed wire. I'm going to wrap my face in barbed wire and jump on you, because that's a good idea and that makes sense. That's something a real person would do in a real fight. Absolutely.
Yep. I've done that in a real fight.
Like, oh my God. It's just went on forever. It was disgusting, and all it did was take away a little bit of special from the main event. That's all it did.
That's what hurt it the most. Like I said, I have done it in a real fight, and it was with Jon Moxley, and he brought the barbed wire.
Yeah, man. Well, you shouldn't have stolen his lunch, the barbed wire.
Well, I know I messaged you guys about this when I was watching it, and I'm just like, it's over now, thankfully. As soon as the match was over, it was unnecessary. Yeah. Like, oh, boards with barbed wire in it. Okay. Is it a barbed wire death match? That would make more sense than having.
I've seen IWA hardcore shows with less hardcore on it.
It didn't work for me. Like, I turned away a lot. I just let it play while I did other things.
Yeah, I picked up my phone.
Yeah. I mean, I was working, so I was actually doing other actual work stuff while it was going on, so I didn't have to pay attention to it. But yeah, I didn't. I was really happy when it was over. I give it a 1.
Yeah, it's a no rating for me too.
No contest.
Yeah.
Just I don't.
Because the feud's not over, because they picked up right away, as we saw on Dynamite.
Well, I mean, yeah, my rating would be like a 0, to be honest. But I'm not going to rate it because it's not fair. Because that shit's just, it is the opposite of what I want. It's like, okay, it is nonsensical as the Buck stuff I whinge about, but without the crazy athleticism and at least ooh and ahs. Instead of ooh and ahs, it's and And I don't want and I can deal with oohs and ahs. Yeah.
For me, it was like, are we done with this yet?
Yeah.
Like, why is this still going on? How are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah. And then we get TK.
Wardlow and Samoa Joe for the TNT Championship.
Samoa Wardlow.
I was surprised this went to submission, but I was very happy that Wardlow won. But segueing into Dynamite, lost.
You knew it was going to happen.
I mean, I didn't, but
really,
yeah. I mean, you know,
yeah, I didn't for sure either.
Flexo pushes his faces that are baby faces and then breaks them and pushes them and breaks them and then finally gets them through. Like, we don't know if Hobbs is done making, shitty 1-minute videos yet. So
I was pretty confident that Hobbs was gonna.
I was hoping for it.
I figured he'd win, but yeah, there's always screw jobs, and then there's the way he wins. Does he do it clean? Does he do it with,
I mean, we did get the screw job win, so
we got the screw job, but it actually wasn't a screw job win.
Samoa Joe's also.
It was entirely within the rules. You must remember.
Oh, correct. Yeah,
because champion, right? Doesn't he still TV title? What does Joe have?
Joe has the ROH TV title.
I think they're trying to. I want to think they're trying to differentiate a little bit, but then we get the match yesterday, and I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing, Tony?"
And we have Claudio still on the main roster, right? And Yuta.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll definitely be some crossover still.
Maybe Bryan Danielson doesn't come back to AEW and he goes to this bootleg Ring of Honor for a couple months and does whatever, and he's a big enough name to want to do it. That's one of his baby companies.
Yeah,
I could see him doing something like that.
That's something I was thinking about today too.
Having a nice little 4 or 5 core of what's that? Claudio, Joe, Brian, and then there's a couple people that are already there right now in Ring of Honor. That okay, these 6-7 can bounce around at the top of the card.
Claudio Joe Brian, he's our champion.
I think DVD might go away for a while, but I think he'll try to come back to the Blackpool Combat Club.
He's just gonna rest. He's gonna rest for like a month and then be fine.
No, to fight against them and then go after the titles in Ring of Honor. But that's what I'm thinking. But we got Warjo match. We got the Warjo match. Yeah, it was a match.
Right length.
Yeah.
I give it 3 stars.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good 2.75 for me. The only thing it really pulled from it is it's coming after that spectacle. So you got to get your head back in the place and be like, oh wow, these guys must be wusses. I mean, I just saw what those last guys withstood, and jeez,
these two dudes just fucking
get
barbed wire all over the.
I think Mox could come out of the locker room and beat both of those guys in a handicap match right now. But it was good. It was a good match.
The placement of all these matches in the card is they were pretty spot on.
Yeah, not bad.
I don't think anything on the card was out of place of like, I would have put that there. We usually always have 1 or 2 of those comments or something that didn't work well. This entire card flowed pretty nicely. I don't think anything overran either.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then we had the second main event. Well, the tag match was next for there's too many people fucking list. So we all know who was in it.
The comedy match.
Claimed the Guns
match. That was needed for reasons.
Team Best Friends 2.0, secondary 2-point people.
Yeah. And I mean, this was a fine comedy match. There was a fine comedy tag team match that for some reason was for the tag team titles and on a pay-per-view.
But we had 2 battle royals to get there.
Yeah, we had 2 battle royals in addition to a 9-month feud that involved fathers and personal relationships and team breakups and championships won out of nowhere and a whole roller coaster of fun. That and 2 battle royal winners. Yeah. It was both of those things all squished.
It works for me. It multiple scissors. Oh, the scissoring. Blah.
I mean, you knew Danhausen was going to take the pin.
Yeah,
he was in the
we figured the Guns
too.
were returning. The Guns were retaining, which they should have at that point. Like, geez.
As soon as it turned to a 4-way match, like you knew it. Like, there's no way they lose at that point.
Who took the pin? Wasn't it Danhausen?
Yeah. Danhausen was there to take the pin. And then he was in an arm sling. I don't know if it was real or a worked injury. But on Wednesday, his arm was in a sling.
Oh. Who knows? He's pretty good at.
Yeah, I'm sure. Awesome. I'm guessing it's work.
But
after the match,
that was
fun. When OC and Danhausen came out?
Yeah. For sure. But I'm also a mark for them, so
Markhausen, yes. Very nice, very evil. Danhausen almost won the belt. That would have been good, huh?
Orangehausen.
I am #1 merchandise seller.
Oh, that feud's still going on now, too.
You know what's not still going on? Us. We got to take a little commercial break, everybody.
Okay. Who are we sponsored with this evening?
Today we are sponsored with A Shred of Conscience. A Shred of Conscience is used to prevent cancellation. Now, cancellation can't happen to us because we're nobodies, and you can't cancel nobody, clearly, because people are canceled. Therefore, somebody's canceled. Therefore, nobodies can't be canceled because nobodies are canceled. But just in case you want to do something like a Jamaican accent for an extended period of time, let your Shred of Conscience intervene and say, no. Cliched and not worth the price. You only have so many racism points and you don't want to spend them all on a shitty Jamaican accent. Save those races.
1, 2, 3.
I'm always
especially
first.
if we're playing Soggy Biscuit. Then I'm the real loser or winner.
Or winner.
Yeah, it depends on your persuasion, I suppose.
Do people still play that?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? You saying
Is
you
there
don't
better
jerk
things to do with your time?
you don't jerk off?
No,
No? Oh,
I don't
okay.
need to.
Oh, oh, what it's neat. That's silly. It'd be like, no, I don't drink. I don't need to. Okay. That's a weird answer.
All right. No, I just
I feel attacked.
Don't feel attacked. And dude, it's awesome. Like, why not? Why
So
not
did
both?
we cover this entire match at this point?
They're too busy
Did-
talking about jacking
Tag
off.
match?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's over. But afterwards,
Okay.
FTR came off.
Oh man.
And then the jacking off stopped, and we got a nice surprise because they worked
Actually,
us.
the jacking off started when they came out. What are you talking about?
The-
Stopped.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, touche. The jacking off on the TV stopped, and the jacking off on the other side of the TV started.
I said I only got 90
damn
seconds
right.
till FTR goes away. Challenge accepted.
So yeah, they're apparently locked up for long-term deals. And they
And
were
Dax
working
got
everybody.
that hit.
Forever.
Yeah, he did. He was bleeding, just like, oh, okay. Nice.
Oh, did you see last night the promo
I did.
and how he had the
Yeah.
stitches? Yeah, he got
potatoed
got
pretty
it.
good.
It's all right. It just makes him
Yeah.
look fucking cooler.
Oh yeah.
He knew it as
Oh.
soon as he started bleeding. His brain was probably like, fuck yeah, I got busted open the hard way. Yeah.
Like, let's go. Oh yeah. That was a great segue to the main event. For me, at least.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
perfect.
That was a nice surprise. And I'm glad they didn't feel the need to like tack a surprise at the end of the main event because that thing spoke for itself and it didn't need anything else. So you got your little surprise comeback there, so you don't feel ripped off. And going away from that match, it's good because I expressed I don't really want to go right back to Acclaim versus Guns, but it's not over. And now I guess you can get the belts off the Guns and then the Acclaimed.
I mean, because there's no actual feud with the Acclaimed and FTR.
Yeah,
and I think Flexo was just like, oh, we should take the belts off the Acclaimed so we can work on the Guns versus FTR, so FTR can get the belts again.
This is dumb. It's you have to look down at your WWJD bracelet and think, what would Jericho do? And then whatever booking doesn't make sense is what we end up. Because what would Jericho do? He'd do 2 fucking battle royals to book this awesome feud to add pizzazz to it. What would Jericho do?
All right. Here's what we're going to do. They sign the titles over to FTR, but then 2.0 comes out and they say that they had legally changed their names to FTR. So then 2.0 gets the tag titles, and then Cash and Dax have to work their way through the JAS. And in the end, they join us. Oh, God damn it, Chris.
God damn it.
It'll work. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 30 years. You've read my book, right? Yeah.
I was thinking
Tony.
This is building. I'm thinking this is building more towards FTR versus Young Cucks again.
Eventually, yeah, that could do the rubber match. You get the belts on FTR, and then you do Cucks versus FTR.
But what would Jericho do? He'd add in the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah, it's gonna. It's gonna build. Yeah, it's gonna build the FTR Bucks 3, and then Flexo 2 weeks from the pay-per-view is gonna have a series of battle royals to add 2 more teams.
And it's gonna be all JAS.
Yeah, it's gonna be
against each other. Like
2.0 and Lasex Gods.
Edge and Christian win one, and Matt and Jeff win the other. Ultimate TLC.
TLC TNA.
That was my phone. My generic basic ass ringtone.
All right. So the main event, guys, we all know how long it is.
How long was it?
A minute. an hour and 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
It was only 5 minutes over?
Yep.
Really?
And we had the first 4 pinfalls at 25-28 to 26-46. So, a minute and a half was Bryan Danielson with the knee, and then MJF with the quick low blow and the quick back-to-back pin.
I love that.
Which I thought was great. I was like, oh, that's a washdown. I was like,
I'm pretty sure
I was like, even at
pretty
halfway
sure I texted you guys about that right away, where I'm just like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, even at halfway through, I'm like, cool.
Why wouldn't you? I fucking hit this dude hit somebody with a chair, pin him.
It's like the video game.
And just keep it going.
Video game logic.
Yes. But it worked.
It wouldn't work in any other normal hardcore match because you take 42 chair shots, but only in a match where you just have to show your normal strength and weapons are real. So a low blow murders you for 2 pins.
No, for sure.
Perfect. And then at the 40th minute mark, MJF pinned Danielson for his 3rd victory. Which I thought was great that they went all these pinfalls in a row and then finished the next 2 with submission. Bryan's submission with the Regal stretch at 49. And then when they restarted and MJF won with Bryan's finish.
I was a little worried when it ended at a tie.
I wasn't. I suspected from the very beginning.
Okay.
When we talked about it, I was like, I'm pretty sure we'll get a tie in OT. Like, there's no way it won't be like, this match is great, let's brick it off at the end. Like, everybody's seen Bryan do an Iron Man match. He had one against Kenny for his title that went an hour and they shook hands. Like, he can do it. Everybody knows that. So it was like, no, we're going for it. Like, I figured it was going to happen, especially because the time that was in the real world it wasn't like it was something 52, like about to finish. It was, we were in the middle of whatever time we were in the middle of. So I was like, they have the next 25 minutes if they need.
I wasn't expecting it. And it's like when it happened, I was with the crowd as they booed. I'm like, that sucks. But then they didn't cut the camera. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. We're going to keep going.
Hyping it up.
Yeah. Like, if the camera doesn't cut.
Wait, is that why you said no wait in chat?
Yeah.
You were like, I finished, and then you were like, no wait.
Yeah.
Like,
that's exactly what it was. Because I was like, no wait. Like, I see what's going on.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Bryan is the greatest wrestler in the world.
DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad I've seen him in person. CM Punk may be my favorite wrestling character in the world, but hi, Jesse's wife.
Why'd you say that?
Because he could see you.
Why did I say that? For the audience at home.
How did you see? Was there?
No, it was Jesse, just looking at Jesse's face.
Oh wow!
Oh, because I got happy.
Yeah.
Fuck off,
man. That's
get
cool.
Upstairs, you crack addict.
Is she addicted to looking at your crack?
Yeah.
Nice. That's why you don't need to jerk off.
Goddamn right.
You got a big room full of blankets though in a basement. You should jerk off in there.
Oh, this match was such a soggy biscuit.
What this is way better than soggy biscuit. No one had to eat cum at the end.
Right.
I mean, this was pretty awesome. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I was just overthinking when I saw MJF hit DVD with the canister.
Uh-huh.
It almost looked like the ref was looking at him for a second, but quickly turned away.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's an AEW ref, so it doesn't matter. But I mean, they did try it. They did call it okay, reality bubble, enter for this next hour.
Plausible deniability.
What do we think about the spitting on the kid incident?
He didn't spit on a kid.
He tossed vodka on a kid.
No, it was tequila, and it was his mom's drink that he threw on the kid.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't water.
No.
Oh, that's
It was
funny.
tequila.
I mean,
And
cheap
he threw on a
Pete.
kid.
Hilarious.
Honestly,
cheap Pete. It's not my kid.
Honestly, congratulations to that kid and mom. You spent a lot of money for that ticket. And the fact that you got MJF to throw that on you, and you got to go backstage after the show.
Right. You got to meet Hobbs.
Free merch, and you got to go to the show on. You got tickets for Dynamite.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like, and the kid's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm upset right now," but later on in life, like, "Oh yeah, that was me. That's fucking awesome."
Yeah, that's very true.
Like,
pretty awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Made me think of Chuck
jelly.
Taylor. Chuck Taylor used to do that in IWA. Made me think of that, and I miss that.
Like MJF, he's just doing his thing, being an asshole,
being a Chuck Taylor. Apparently,
it worked.
Oh yeah, man. Real was he doing it to plants or people he knew or real people?
Oh no, man. Chuck Taylor used to he would find the kids in the audience and make it his goal to make them cry, and it would be fucking great. He would run up to them and pretend to punch them in the face. He would steal their chairs and shit, and
Chuck
the parents
Taylor,
would egg it on. It was fucking awesome. He would he would go out of the ring and take his imaginary grenade that he used to carry with him from kids and throw it at it was hilarious.
Oh, hi, buddy.
That's a PWG Chuck Taylor. That's all the Chuck Taylors from old school.
Britt's back. Now I saw it this time.
No, it's Rosie.
Oh, rats.
But it's the same face almost.
No, it's not.
Yeah. She's a little shit.
That's Britt.
No, that's Rosie.
Oh, rats. Now we're 1 for 3. Look at that. We still got a good batting average, but our completion percentage is
that concludes Revolution, boys.
Well, we could talk more about that match because that was really good. I gave that a 5. 5 hearts. It joins 2 other matches in the 5 Hearts Club.
Remind the viewers what those other 2 are for the Patreons.
The time limit draw with was it Omega and Brian
Kenny? Yeah, mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And the dog collar match with MJF and our your Lord and Savior and my very good friend and guy who wrestles good guy stuff. My brain's
Larry.
That time of night. Yeah. Phillip Brooks. Yeah, that guy versus MJF dog collar.
He'll be back. It's all a work. I can't fucking wait.
Oh, not the Brody Lee versus Cody
also
Rhodes.
If we're counting the ROH stuff, Briscoe's
FTR.
Briscoe's FTR 1 and 3 were both 5s as well.
Yeah, I guess we count this. So now we got 5 on the list.
So yeah, those are both 5s.
I'm gonna
2 is like a 4-7-5.
I think I only have one more than you. I think I have the Bucks Lucha cage match from All Out.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, that was special.
So good. What about that TNT title match though? The Brody Lee versus Cody Rhodes. That dog collar match.
Don't remember it too well, but it's probably up there.
Yeah, I think I
think you gave it like
4.25. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
This match was a perfect. I'm glad MJF shows the storyline cheats. The 2, the 4. We only had 90 seconds of 4 pinfalls. They chose to just get it out of the way to make the tension, and literally chose to wrestle for 50 of these minutes. And antics for 10. I thought it would be the opposite, and I was going to be disappointed. I would have been mad if his heelish was so outlandishly cartoon that he didn't wrestle for any portion of this match.
Yes.
That's what I was worried about.
The first 10 minutes was okay, this might get rough. But no, that first 10 minutes was just the primer, and the pace was just straight wrestling. The time the first 15 minutes felt as long as the last 45. It's crazy. It went fast.
Yeah, this is an.
What was that? I didn't catch what you said, Jexky.
No, I was surprised we didn't get an actual pin until after 30 minutes.
It's true.
I was just watching. I'm like, when are we gonna get one? No, and that's my fucking ADD rattled brain where I'm just like, I need something. Like I need it. So I'm gonna actually rate this lower than you guys. I give it a 4.
A 4.
Oh,
Is there any Iron Man match you like better, or do you think Iron Man match just isn't for you?
Because your brain can't do an hour of watching something.
Well, how did you feel about?
Cannot do it.
How did you feel about?
Cannot do an hour of watching two people.
So Kenny DBD, how did you feel about that hour-long match?
I don't remember.
So you didn't like it. So it couldn't have been that. Well, special.
Remember that had commercials, so he was able to pick up his phone.
Oh,
yeah.
And have a tune out in between.
Yeah, and I'm okay with being judged by that, and that's fine.
No, that's who you are, man.
Yeah, like an hour long, like I need it. I was anxious.
I've seen you sit through a movie.
Yeah, that's but different. I still get anxious. Like I was anxious for like the first 30 minutes. I'm like, why has no one gotten a pin yet? And I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then I'm like, okay. And then it seemed like it slowed down a lot for me.
It was the opposite for me. The first 20 minutes were boring as shit. And then as soon as the first pinfall happened, I was like, story time.
Yeah, was closer to my experience.
Like the first 20 minutes are them pacing themselves and just like getting into like, all right, let's work over every part of the body real quick so we know we have something to point out later. And like we've gone through like quick rest holds, medium style, like they do a lot until they get to like that first story progression mark.
And the story's picking up from where we left off. So it's always Brian just desperate to get his hands on MJF, and MJF is the heel trying to avoid contact. But then once the match gets going, the story match starts. And
especially once it's 2-2.
Yeah.
And then, and literally, that they went from 0-0 to 2-2 in 90 seconds. So it's still
I did enjoy that.
It's still just 0-0. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it started getting interesting. And that's at the 26-minute mark. So, first 25, you're like, eh.
I enjoyed it. It was a great match. They're not for me.
I think it was the best Iron Man match I've ever seen.
I bet you I agree. I bet you if you watch the match back and start from that first pinfall, start from 2 minutes before, and that's a 40-minute match. Just go from that.
It might just not be for him.
No, I know, but just saying another way to view it without because if you're 20 minutes into the match and you're like, all right, when's something going to happen? Well, if you just start.
I watched that on after it was already recorded. I'm just kind of waiting. But that's just my opinion. That's how I feel about those matches. But he got a 4. So really it was a good match.
I like 30-minute Iron Man matches. I like the the sub variant of like, no, let me show you that we can cardio this shit.
Well,
and because you can tell the same 2 out of 3, two pinfalls to 2 pinfalls like midway through and still nail it.
Now,
and then when it kept going, I'm just kind of like, okay, how are we gonna finish this?
How cool did the promo DBD gave on Dynamite yesterday? How cool did that make the ending of that match, though?
That was so much better.
That pumps it up to 5, right?
That's what pumped it up to 5, because the ending was a little weird for me. Like, why would your face do that? Like, why would he just pump up and then just abruptly get that? Doesn't make any sense. And then Wednesday is like, no, you fool, it does make sense. Here's what was in my mind. It was like,
here's why he did that.
Yes, that's literally.
He's just like, I'm going home to my kids, and you're like, I understand, sir.
And it also cinches it. So yes, MJF was a sneaky cheater, but it was his mind games in the end that put him over the top and got him the victory. He got into Brian's head.
It's that weird thing called long-term storytelling that we hate. We do hate on TK or Flexel.
Well, I mean, in this case, he's referencing a promo from the Go Home show or the show before the Go Home show. So, I mean, I'm not going to give him long-term storytelling cred. But I'll give him at least telling a story cred and telling a story that makes
telling
sense.
a good story cred.
And doing something weird, because everybody likes to do something weird and different. Like, well, no one's ever done this before, but then they don't bother to rationalize why they did
it happened.
Usually there's a reason you don't.
Oh, like it happened. Okay, we'll see you next week.
Like, there's a reason I don't think I've ever seen a big baby face do their famous pump up move just like after beating the dead drop and then doing their pump up just to tap. I've never seen that because that's stupid. But
yeah, because you did seem really perturbed.
Yeah, it was weird and bad.
Yeah.
But then they explained it the next Wednesday. And so voila.
So Matt, Iron Man matches. So from NXT from 2020. And it'll be on the network. Regal called a meeting to schedule this match, and it's Finn Balor, Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano. 1 hour Iron Man match for the NXT title. So I know you haven't seen that, but that you'd love that match.
It's a 4-way. Why do I want to watch an hour-long 4-way?
You'd love it.
That means no disqualifications. That means it's crazy town gaga shit. Like, no, I have no interest in that. Like this match, imagine this match, no DQ for an hour. No thanks. Goodbye. I'm going away now. I don't want to watch that. Like, yeah, no. I like the one-on-one. Like with 4 guys, it would just get boring. I can't keep track of everything anymore. I don't know. Maybe it's perfectly well done. I shouldn't say it's terrible. Like, I don't know. It could be good.
It's not Sean. It's not Sean Brett. It's not.
But that was the pay-per-view.
It's an hour long. It's too much time.
I mean, all the guys involved that you mentioned are super good.
Yeah, they are.
So
it was a good pay-per-view. I don't know what the IWC said about it.
Who cares?
I think they liked it. Like a lot of people felt similarly to how we did, except they liked the House of Black Bucks match a lot more. So they liked it even more than we did in general, I'd say.
Okay.
And most of them liked the Moxley Page thing way better than we did because I don't know. I don't know what the appeal is. Like,
no, I don't think we're supposed to know. I mean, I sometimes like it, but man, I'm good.
Here's the thing, like, I wouldn't want to do what any of those guys do because it all hurts really bad.
I don't want to get fucking poked in the face with a fucking fork.
But the difference is, of all those matches that happened, the only one I could actually have a chance of performing in would be that hardcore one, because all you have to be willing to do is be an idiot and get hit by stuff. You don't have to like execute moves or have as much cardio or do the crazy stuff or make things look real. You just have to stand and get hit by stuff. And it's just dumb. It's not fun to watch. I don't like, seriously, anybody who watches that, it makes me think like, okay, is that why they're trying this power slap thing immediately after Dynamite for all the people that like the Moxley stuff, where it is just guys standing there and getting hit? Is it for the people that go crazy when the guys stand for 5 minutes and just literally hit each other for real and just try not to sell it? Like, that's the point. The point is not selling it while you're actually hitting somebody. Is that who it's for? Because that shit's not for me. It's just,
I like some hardcore stuff. I really do. I cringe with the tags when they come out, but I like it. So I enjoy that. The barbed wire, I don't know what it was when I was watching it. I just was like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I've been cut by barbed wire as a child. I guess that could be a thing.
It's not a fun toy.
No, but like, you've been cut by barbed wire before, right?
I sure have.
Yeah. So like, no, it's not fun. I don't want to see people.
I've also made other people, but I've also made like barbed wire weapons for wrestling matches.
Why would you do that? Why would you encourage?
I used to go to death matches. I used to see this stuff all the time back in the day. You know that. Fans bring the weapon matches, and we used to build weapons for them.
I know.
Like, it was great.
And it looks so good.
But I also knew how to build them safely, and they would come to me and have me build them kendo sticks. Like, it was perfect.
Like when you look at here's a piece of cardboard or here's a plywood with barbed wire on it. Like, really? Just wrap the barbed wire around the fucking ring.
They just had those lying around. Like, oh, look
Yeah.
at this piece of wood with barbed wire around it.
Just put the barbed wire on the ropes and fucking go. Make it so you can take it off and then do your fucking weird shit and bleed and get angry or not angry, but
I mean, I can do it without barbed wire.
Each other.
Barbed wire doesn't need to be on TV. Light tubes don't need to be on TV. Fire doesn't need to be on TV for like weapons, you know.
Yeah.
Oh man, when
Tables,
my buddy
chairs,
and I
ladders, kendo sticks, you know, just keep it traditional. You don't need to fucking go crazy. Every once in a while, you bring out weird thumbtacks and Legos and shit, and Darby skateboards. Like,
what are you saying, Matt?
My fantasy booking back in the day when like the Triple H stuff just got super over the top with the sledgehammer and just all the hardcore weapons and everything, just became like, okay, he should just book hardcore matches, no DQ, and like his sledgehammer gets broken and he starts teasing his new sledgehammer and he's teasing his new sledgehammer, then like title match, no DQ, he pulls out his new sledgehammer, which is just like a Colt 45 with sledgehammer written on it, and he just starts shooting people because like you may as well. And then like they're like visibly dead, but then like the next week they're back and they're fine. They just have like a band-aid over the bullet wound, and you go from there.
Wait, I thought you got shot. Yeah. No, it was a BB gun.
I did. You know what else? I'm not a pussy, so I'm back today. Yeah. Like that kind of thing. Yeah, Moxley should just start shooting people.
I thought he was going to be gone for a while.
Maybe he will be.
He's never leaving.
He's never going to take a fucking break. I think that's why Renee signed with AEW.
To see
it's
her.
The only way. Yeah, it's the only way.
Yeah, like I want to spend time with my husband. So yeah, I'll sign with AEW so I can spend time with my husband. We do have a child. Someone takes care of it, but
before he inevitably catches a bloodborne disease.
I mean, pretty sure he makes the most money in the company too, out of talent.
Yeah, I mean, he gets paid a ton.
I'm pretty sure he's the top.
Him or Punk?
No, I'm pretty sure Mox. I'm pretty sure it's Mox.
Really?
Not Jericho?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm almost positive I've seen.
Well, it could be
things on the interwebs that don't have sources.
Yeah, it's probably
where like a lot of those like top guys are like between that 3 and 5, and Mox has straight up just 6. Jericho's fine with his whatever 4, or Punk was at 4 or 5.
I saw Mox's reported number and it is huge. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was him.
Yeah. Go away though.
Go away.
Or just start doing some normal wrestling shit. Like, what if he went away for 2 months and then came back and was like, I had a reawakening and now blah 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 blah, and
fine.
He looks like OC, and he's great.
He's Dean Ambrose.
He is not OC.
He comes back as Dean Ambrose.
Just like go away, take a break. We know you love it. We know you like to hurt yourself. Because they'll do fucking independent shows, or is that right?
Yeah.
Or indie shows?
Either or.
Yeah, he'll do GCW. He was the GCW champ for a long time.
Yeah, he'll do that shit and just fucking put his body on the line and take bumps and just hurt himself. Like, why? I know you're from Ohio and it sucks. But like
one of my favorite things ever was it's me calling him GCW champ forever as a joke, and then he won the GCW championship. Like there you fucking go. He's the GCW. Like, you got
it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what you are. That's what you are.
But why? You got it, dude.
Mox Ohio.
He likes it. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the only thing you could say. At least he legit likes. He's not doing it to get over. He's not doing it. He's not doing it for any reason other than he is insane. He legit does love that shit because You're right. He's got a giant guaranteed contract. He doesn't need to do any of that.
Yeah, because strangely enough, he can go away for 3 months and come back and just be the top face that's against MJF. And you're like, okay, cool, I'll see it.
He has that addict problem too. Where whatever he went to rehab for, I didn't look it up, but like he's got that mentality where if I can't get it here, I'll get it here.
Oh, it probably is. Yeah, substitute and addiction or whatever.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Because he trained MMA for a while too, and
not too sure.
No, I think he did. Like I think he trained
could have or something.
And then he went to rehab and then came back. He's just like, oh, let's fucking bleed every night. And I lost $5 to my wife because I said he was going to bleed last night, but he didn't.
That's really surprising.
I was surprised, even though, was it John Silver who hit him in the ear like 2 or 3 times?
No, Dark Order.
Yeah, that's you're really burying them. That's the biggest burial of them all. At the point that you can't make John Moxley bleed, forget about it. You're done. You're done. Go away.
He hit him in the ear a couple times. His ear got red as fuck and almost started to blow up a little bit. I'm like, holy shit, he's giving him a cauliflower.
He just Fight Clubbed him.
Yeah. That whole fucking spot was fucking pointless. That whole match. Because we were supposed to be done with it.
We're talking about Dynamite now, yeah?
I guess we'll go to Dynamite.
We only really need to talk about the new stuff that's happening on Dynamite. Anything that was old.
And we only have 7 minutes left.
Oh, yeah.
Only 7?
Only 7 minutes left, boys. So we don't really need to talk much about Dynamite. We can just carry on and free flow, talk about that match and how we wish Mox would go away. And
all right, let's talk about Dynamite real quick.
Yeah.
Meow, meow, meow.
Opening was great. Love OC.
Yeah, OC Lethal was really good.
That's what we needed.
It seemed to fall apart at the end.
Yeah, as is tradition.
I mean, I think the second match of their trilogy was the best, probably. The first match was really good. This might have been the weakest, but it started the strongest. It started really good. The counter where Lethal's going for the lethal injection. But I forget what he countered into. And then the finish where he goes for lethal injection, but the shoulder gives out. And
when he went for the lethal injection, like the double move?
The double no, that's not the face buster of the
because I know OC kicked out of that one. Like he tripped his leg.
Yeah.
For that one.
There's a lot of cool reversals that were like
very early on.
Third match reversals where they're familiar with each other's offense. But yeah, it was cool.
They kept everyone away. And that was fun too.
Was.
Real talk, you want to go for another one?
I can.
You can?
I can.
I would like to.
I'm well rested. We've been sharing the load a little bit on the sleep stuff.
Oh, nice.
And sleep's been a little bit better, a little tamer. So I can do it. Guys, okay. I can do it. How about you, TK?
Do it.
Phil, TK, how y'all feeling?
I mean, I could start it, but no, I'll be completely honest, I'll probably fall asleep.
That's cool. If you do fall asleep, before you fall asleep, unmute yourself. So if you start snoring or talking in your sleep, it's documented. Yes. Likewise, maybe if you have ghosts in your house and they start talking to us, like you play it back and they're like, finally a chance to talk to you, Phil, and you can start a relationship. Right. It'll be like that Lake House movie with Harrison Ford and some woman. I think that's what that was about. Johnny Depp. No, that wasn't a love story. That was a murder story. This was one where like there's love, but dead people and time.
Well, the Secret Window was a murder story.
Yeah, he was a killer. He was the
Yeah.
killer. It was split
Yeah.
personality. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Oh,
The 40-year-old Stephen King short story and 20-year-old John Depp movie. But anyways. Well, it's
Yeah, I say
guess
we do
it's not
one
40,
more.
it's 30-something-year-old, not 40. 40. One more. Uno más. But we still got time on this one, guys. Don't cut this one short. No. 347 left, 345. Wait, where's my 346? Zoom. I'm skipping. I'm only getting odd numbers, which is odd because odd numbers are odd by definition. What are we talking about? Dynamite. You want to keep going down that road, or you want to talk about something more fun?
We can talk about how awesome the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is.
Oh, that website? That website sucks.
No. Oh, really? You didn't like it?
No, I have no idea why I'm a Slytherin. You made me take the test through peer pressure.
No, you know why you're a Slytherin.
Why? Because I like the
that's
light.
what the hat chose. You just don't want to agree with it. Like your butt hurt about it.
Well, no, I just don't understand it because like it didn't ask many questions, but every question it did ask, I would think that like, okay, so Slytherin likes nice light days. Okay. They like strolls through the woods. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right. I mean, I
I
appreciate
was a muggle.
No, it didn't.
You can't argue. You can't argue with it.
Bullshit. Harry Potter argued with it, and then it's a whole different movie if he didn't.
Oh no, he would have been fucking whatever.
The end, no books.
In Slytherin, no, he never would have gotten those friends. Without his friends, he's fucked. He sucked on his own. Hermione is like the MVP through the first half of all those movies. He can't do anything by himself. Like,
and then Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, screw that. And then you do the Patronus thing, and it's like it finds one of the only animals I hate, and it's like, that's yours. Like, no,
what animal did you get?
I got like a dapple gray stallion.
Really? Cool.
Yeah.
I got the animal I hate too.
Which one?
A fucking Siberian cat.
That's awesome. We could switch.
Trash.
I would have said Lynx. Lynx would have been what I wanted.
I got a cat.
An Atari Lynx would be an awesome Patronus.
That would be
dope. Don't Patronus! And an Atari Lynx shot out.
It only requires
what kind of animal has no spine?
A jellyfish.
Yeah, what kind of animal has a broken spine? I get a sloth.
Your Patronus is a crippled boy. It's Tiny Tim from A Christmas Story.
It's a sloth.
A sloth. Okay, yeah, it's a very slow-moving Patronus.
That'd be excellent. And that kind of hurt me a little bit.
Well, Gryffindor is respectable. It's a good house.
I didn't think I was a Gryffindor.
It's like your backup school of choice, you know?
I was a Hufflepuff, so hey.
Oh, Bill.
You would.
There's nothing wrong with Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff love soup.
They like to cook good food. Like, that's what their shit is, and that's awesome.
Slytherin, though.
I see it.
I mean, it was like ambition. Okay, no. Pride. Like, okay, no. And then cunning. Like, okay, no. What?
See, no. a Slytherin would argue this.
No, that's not true. A Slytherin would embrace it. It's like saying a Nazi wouldn't like being called a Nazi. Nine, I am not a Nazi. That is not what I am. Come on now. Nine.
Why don't you want to be a Slytherin?
Because I think of the
1, 2, 3.
No, it's not.
It's not?
All right. I don't want to be a Slytherin because they're Nazis, Jackski. And they're stupid. Like, I don't want to follow Voldemort. Like, he's a loser. Why would I be interested in following that guy?
But what about pre-Voldemort?
Those guys were losers too. Like, that one guy has a big old like basilisk or whatever in the basement. Why is he doing that? Like, they're just like evil for the sake of being evil. Like,
Salazar Slytherin was pretty much he's kind of a shit.
Yeah, and like they got like a lot of the aristocratic families going. Like, yeah, I mean they're just like comically evil. There's nothing good about them.
Yeah, they just control the wizarding world. That
Yeah,
is Harry Potter.
and like they value dishonesty and stuff, and like that's something I loathe because it confuses me and makes things stupider. And it's just like, you know, a lie, when you believe it, you're working into your logic and you're working into all the mathematics and the way you understand everything. And it turns out like part of your equation is a lie, then everything that results is also going to be wrong in one way or the other. And that's why it's annoying. So I wouldn't want to be a Slytherin. That's why I'm not cunning, because it's annoying and inefficient. Just get to the friggin' point, you know?
I
Fuck
feel most
Slytherins.
people want to be Ravenclaw.
Probably.
That I get the gist of that for most people.
Gryffindor would be cool too.
Which one?
Gryffindor. I'd be okay with either of those.
You called me a
Okay
Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I think you're a Hufflepuff.
But I was Gryffindor.
Yeah, well, you could be a Gryffindor too. I think anybody could be a Gryffindor.
You did say that after the fact, but
yeah.
I'm just saying. Like, it seems like Hufflepuff is like, oh, Hufflepuff, that sucks. I want to be Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
And when I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy, it's fun to be a Slytherin because I'm usually not a dick to people when I play video games like RPGs. But this time around, I'm like, oh no, yeah, like pay me more money because it helps you.
I'm being Gryffindor and I'm just being a dick to everybody.
Still,
Yep.
nice.
I had
like,
seen
fun.
that you can only do the abracadabra. Is that what it's called? The instant kill if you're Slytherin?
No, you can do it if you're any.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was locked behind it. Okay, so the thing I was reading said you had to be that. It was locked behind there.
No, I'm doing all the unforgivables all the time as a Gryffindor. Fuck it.
Oh, that's okay. That's fun. I like that it does instantly kill people, as it should.
I haven't got that spell yet.
Yeah, I haven't got it yet either. But I'm
supposedly it one shots most bosses too.
I mean, it should.
Yeah.
Unless they put a shield up. So you stupefy them, and then you.
Yeah, and that's when I pull out my gun and I shoot the wizard, and I win.
Like, I think the same thing too. I was like, why do I have to fucking pull my wand out when I could just have a gun and
boom boom.
But not really. The game is fun.
The game is a lot of fun. Yep.
Even though I found out the level cap is only 40, then that kind of bothers me a little bit.
It's 10 levels higher than Super Mario RPG.
It still sucks.
Yeah, I mean Super Mario RPG, no, it doesn't suck.
It
ain't great. That one. It ain't great. I wasn't going to go for that hot of a take, but I will say.
No, it just like, don't give me a level cap. Just fucking keep it going.
Keep it going forever. And ever and ever.
You want a war?
You got one. We're the last of my generation. That's rolling together. Yeah. That's
Hello
fun.
and welcome to YSATS X WCW X WWF Reliving the War.
Yeah. We talk about his reaction videos. That him is the Wrestling Bios channel. In case we have a weird Venn diagram where someone listens to this but doesn't know who he is. Check him out. He does good stuff.
He actually does. It's
he's really good.
Like I told you about that
You did, and I started at the beginning, and I was like, "Wow, this guy stinks." But no, that's when he's raw and new. He got really good pretty quick, apparently, and now I watch it on the regular.
Nice.
Yeah,
But you don't even need to watch it either. Like,
yeah. You just listen. You're right.
Yeah,
that's how I treat anything on YouTube, pretty much.
that's how I am at this point. If there's
I just
something I
have it
need to
on when I'm
actually
doing stuff.
see. Like I've cut down a lot on my wrestling stuff and gone more towards the 40K.
Oh, you learning about all the lore, and or are you getting strategies, or are you getting skibbited doinks?
How to play the fucking game.
Oh, just how to play the game. Wow, it's not really complicated. I can't spell. Is it really that complicated, Jackski?
Yeah, it is. Actually,
Crazy complicated.
It's fucking weird. There's so
Yeah.
many fucking rules. There's so many random, like, it's like playing D&D when you fucking min-max stuff, but you gotta pay. You have to read so much into it.
When you
The
min-max
first game I
stuff?
played was just
What do you mean what do you mean when you min-max? Like you're trying to build your army and you're trying to min-max something, or
yeah, like trying to make sure you have the best stuff that you can have for your units
yeah,
and your group that you're bringing.
in that the rules make that more complicated, or
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about?
yeah, and it's a lot tougher too when. So far, I know the armies I'm playing against, so it's not too tough. But we're only doing like 500 points, so I have to use a small army, and I have to figure out like, okay, this dude's using Terminators, this guy's using Flyers, this guy's using range shit, and like, okay, how can I counteract that with enough points? I'm not good at explaining it, but it's
No,
fucking
I
fun.
get it. You have a community of how many players?
Almost 4 now.
So 4 guys, and you're already trying to like min-max against your 4-player meta.
Yeah.
You're already trying to strategize and beat your friends.
Of course. I don't like losing.
That's fun.
But
do you thing.
But the whole thing for me, I've got like 20 years ahead of them.
20 years ahead of them, and you don't know how to play the fucking game.
Well, I played in 2nd edition.
Oh, is it all different now? Is it
drastically it's fucking different and weird.
Oh, do you think it's more unnecessarily complicated, or can you see why they made some of the changes, or what's your thoughts on that? Now our Venn diagram is even smaller. People interested in Warhammer 40K and this podcast.
So it actually makes more sense because they shorten the game.
Okay.
Like the maps are not as broad.
The maps are not as broad, so it's a smaller playing area now.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't have to be if you don't want to, but depending on how many people are playing, like matches are about 45 minutes now, from what I can tell from some of the tournaments I've seen.
They used to be 40,000 hours.
It used to be like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I remember people playing at Eddie's, just setting up their little guys, and they would be at it for a while.
Well, I played back then too.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you probably watched me play that. Then
I've probably seen you play. Yeah.
I didn't know you back then because I was Warhammer. I wasn't Magic. But yeah. It seems like the games are shorter. I mean, they're longer because we're learning how to play, but it's fun. It's just fun. I played one character against my buddy last week. which I had never played before, and I just read about it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. And it does crazy shit. And I missed out on multiple roles because I didn't know how to actually play the character.
Well, this next time you'll be ready for all of your roles.
I mean, yeah, he wants to get vengeance because I beat the shit out of him.
Were you talking during the game when you were playing?
Yeah, we're hanging out.
Well, you should have listened to The Rock because he said, "Shut your mouth and know your role." And if you would have shut your mouth, you would have known your roles, and you would have gotten them all, and you probably would have won, like The Rock.
His roles were really good.
The Rock's? Yeah, he got Black Adam. Black Adam was a great role, but he blew that one. He's got that Fast and the Furious role. I think he blew that one too. Beefing with Big Daddy Vin Diesel.
The best Rock movies for me so far are Jumanji 1 or Jumanji 2 and Jumanji 3.
There's no Jumanji 3.
There's the first.
You're calling the reboot a continuation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's fine. I don't know if I've seen a Rock movie that I particularly like, even though I like him.
I like Pain and Gain. Did you ever see that one?
What's it called?
Pain and Gain.
No, I haven't seen that one. What's that one about?
It's like a true story.
That's the
open up the gym in like Miami, and they get all like organized crime and shit. I don't know. It was pretty good. Did you ever see it, Jesse?
No, but I know what it's about. It's him and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mark Wahlberg. I got a personal beef with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did he do to you?
He didn't do anything to me. I'm not Asian.
Show me on this doll where he touched you.
He's never been in the same room as me.
Then why do you have beef with him?
Because I think he's
how do you have beef with him?
You know what? Okay. I hate that guy from Boston character he plays. And unfortunately, it's like Moxley. It's the only thing he does. He can just kind of be himself. And I don't like that one thing he can be. So I'm not a fan of his work. Like, I don't know. Like, nothing wrong with liking him. He's really good at being that one guy. But like, that's his range is he can be Mark Wahlberg.
It's like Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck has shown more range than even Wahlberg.
Really?
I think so. Yeah. At this point, especially in the post big star kind of bad actor move to director and been in other things phase. Like the last 10 years has really vindicated Affleck. He's fine. Not great or anything. He's totally
I think he's
fine.
just Ben Affleck when you see him.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's his mega celebrity status where you see him and it's just Ben Affleck for you, but
yeah.
Ben Affleck is also from Boston, though. And in addition to being in something like Good Will Hunting, where he's clearly Guy from Boston, he has also been Guy from Gotham and Guy from places that aren't Boston. So he's got that up on over Mark Wahlberg, at least.
What other place other than Gotham?
What other place?
Boston.
Jersey. For the Kevin Smith, for the Askewverse. He's been from Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
No, he did that pretty all right without having to affect an obvious Jersey accent like the obvious bad New York accents we affected earlier. So, Ben Affleck is higher tier than Mark Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's a Pain and Gain good Rock movie. Any other good Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies?
Jumanji 1 and 2.
You like
or
those?
2 and 3.
Okay. Didn't see those.
The Jumanji movies?
Those. No.
Oh. They're good. I mean, I don't want to recommend them to you because I think you'll hate them.
Yeah.
but I really like
Sure.
them. Like I had a
That's good.
lot of fun watching them, and I've seen them multiple times.
I've only seen I guess the second one, if you're counting the first one with Robin Williams.
Yeah,
And
the second
it was
one.
okay. Yeah, it was all right.
See, I hated the
it's
Robin
fun.
Williams one too. I hated that one. So I have no nostalgia or anything
Oh,
for
okay.
it either. So none of the nostalgia bait would work. I liked the concept from what I saw, although I immediately got like nerd raged when an Atari 2600 looking thing displayed graphics the way that they showed in the trailer. It was like, yeah, I don't think so. But that's
I
not the
didn't see a
movie's
trailer.
problem. You didn't see a trailer for Jumanji?
No,
You just went in raw and blind?
always do now.
Oh, man.
That's what I do now. Just going raw and blind. Like I don't read what people say about movies and TV shows anymore. It's like just let me get my own fucking opinion.
I don't have enough time to do that with entertainment. There's so much shit that comes out. I can't just look at a box art or a title and be like, I want to watch that. Like I gotta have some kind of indicator. Like I'll just see if I'm seeing things pop up like, oh, this is good, or I'm hearing a lot about it, I'll look it up, I'll check out what the general consensus is. And if it's like, hey, this is a 48 Metacritic, like, hey, maybe it's good, but it's probably not. I'm gonna move on to something that's better.
But you just did a lot of work to get
It was
to
not
that
a lot.
movie.
That was 5 minutes, man. That was me already going online to read the news and then noticing something exists. And then at the point that its existence piques my interest, I Google the name of that thing and then I read things for 5 minutes. That's not a lot of work. And that's while I'm doing something I would be doing anyways, which is just fucking around on my phone. So it's, you know.
I don't know. I don't spend that much time in looking into things, so I just roll the fucking dice and go.
You got that jet ski luck, man. I can't just roll the dice and go.
That's what I do.
Unless I got a recipe that calls for snake eyes, I'm not doing that.
Like I see something and I'm just like, all right, it's Wednesday, it's Dynamite. Okay. This movie came out. Maybe I want to watch it. I see a trailer or preview. I'm like, no, I'll just wait. Or like, oh.
I thought you just said you don't see trailers. Isn't that what launched this entire tangent?
No, I didn't say that.
You said you didn't see a trailer for Jumanji.
No, I didn't actually for that one.
That's what, yeah.
But I don't spend 5 minutes. You read faster than me, dude.
So. What's it called? We can flibbity dibbity dibbity fliggity movies. Yeah, you know what? I just watched Silence of the Lambs the other day for the first time
I know
in
you
many
did.
a year. How do you know I did?
Because you sent me a text message with Mox, Ohio.
Oh, I told you.
Pharmacy.
Yeah. That's in Huntington, Ohio. I think.
See, I remember things now.
Well, it's within the 3 days.
I know.
So you'll forget it soon enough.
Mental.
It'll fly away.
You forgot within 3 days.
Fly. Well, it's different context. I didn't directly say I watched this movie. I did it in the context of a John Moxley, Ohio building.
Actually, you did say you were watching that movie.
Within the context of the joke. The whole point, yes. I had to say what it was from, but the framing was for a joke. It wasn't for the purpose of providing an expository sentence that says, hey, me see movie, me share fact with you guys. It was, let me share this funny thing. And part of the anecdote is I saw the movie. So I'm just saying, like, the way my stupid brain works, enough talking about your stupid brain. My stupid brain works like that, where it's not categorized and shared this story. So I don't remember it. You're right. That's the flaw in my shut the fuck up. That's what
just shut up.
Shut up. No. You're right. I did say that to you. But we watched Hannibal last night. We're continuing. Woo.
Oh, nice. Are you gonna do Red Dragon too?
We're gonna do Red Dragon, and then
Nice.
that's it. They never made a one. They never made a prequel after that.
They
Never
don't
happened.
need to.
It never happened. Hannibal Rising never came out. Never came out. It doesn't exist.
Never happened.
Not at all. But Hannibal is weird. It's a very weird movie. Silence of the Lambs is a masterpiece. It's amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah, and Hannibal is really weird.
I remember my father told me this story when Silence of the Lamb came out. There was someone he knew who watched that movie, and as soon as the movie ended, he couldn't leave his chair.
Wow.
Like he was that freaked out where he just couldn't leave his chair.
That's crazy.
I don't know why. Because I watched the movie, I'm like, why? Why didn't he leave his chair?
We're a more desensitized generation.
Yeah, and my brother, and that was when I was watching my oldest brother play Resident Evil, the PS1, at the same time, and I was like, oh, okay.
That game's amazing. What an amazing game.
Oh, for sure.
What just an amazing especially when it first came out. Just what an amazing game.
I want the original. I want an original copy.
I bought the PlayStation for that one. I was gonna buy it for Final Fantasy VII, but I bought it early when I first played that game.
Yeah. We got the PlayStation, but we got the what's a rabbit game? Jumping
Ray. Oh no, Jumping Flash. Is that just Jumping Flash
or Jump Flash?
I think it's Jumping.
I don't know.
They made two of them. Yeah,
I got pretty good at the first one, and then my brothers deleted my save file.
Yeah, it's Jumping Flash.
Yeah, brothers deleted the save file, and I lost that. That was fun. That game gave me so much anxiety and motion sickness. It was awesome.
Oh yeah. Early first person 3D polygonal platformer. Boy, yeah.
I remember the first time I watched someone play Final Fantasy 7 too. Not 7-2, but 7. And I'm like, oh, you're not good at this. But it was no Final Fantasy 3, that's for fucking sure.
No. 3 was better. 7 was really good.
It was good.
Story was way crappier. I know. Losing Amano was tough. So the character, well, I guess not the designs, but most of the associated art was but that was disappointing.
I mean,
the whole thing a different feel.
They were forcing the look, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, who needs a sword when you have 4 edges on your hands?
Well, I'm just talking about the associated artwork, not even the in-game graphics. Because it's not like the sprites ever looked like Amano's work. I mean, they're facsimiles. The monster sprites did. That was always fun. So you were missing that. You were missing some of the weirder monster designs in 7.
Oh, you mean the character? Oh, okay.
But because you look at the art and oh man, okay, I can kind of see Locke kind of looks like that, but he's not almost wearing motley like he is in the Amano art, and Leo, just the guys look totally different. Kefka's look now when you see Kefka, it's more based on the Amano model because he actually looks like a jester or a clown more so than he even does in the game with the sprite work. Well, and then you see the monster sprite, and that's the Amano art. Kefka on the map versus Kefka when you fight him, you know? All that stuff is mapped out based on the sketches. It's really cool. I got the one art book for Final Fantasy 1 through 6.
Oh, nice.
And it shows all of the Amano. They have, like, they'd ask Amano, like, here's the names of the monsters, draw these. And he would just draw the fucking monster. And then they would make the monster sprite look like his drawing, because those monster sprites, even in the first Final Fantasy, were pretty detailed. And it gave a lot of character to all those games. So in Final Fantasy 1 through 6, those sprites are almost 1-to-1 with the Amano drawing. And that's why the monsters look so cool and weird.
And like, you couldn't do that with the characters since you need more of them on the...
Yes, because they wanted to show that. But the profile pictures, like when you went to the status screen, some of those earlier ones were based on the Amano. And you didn't get that with the games after 6. Because he was busy, I think too busy or something to do some of the stuff for 7. But then 7 ends up being the biggest one. So what do you do?
Well, you do nothing. You just know that if you played any Final Fantasy before 7, 7's not your number 1.
You just sad because every other game in the series has gotten like sequels or remasters or redos except for like 6, and it's really weird. It's really weird.
Well, 6 got the
No, it did not get. Has never gotten a remake, or it's gotten the one iPhone MS Paint remaster.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was going
not
for.
Yeah,
it's horrible looking.
It's a downgrade.
Like,
and
why,
it got the Pixel Perfect edition, which is supposed to be pretty good, but again, it's not a remaster.
I was just playing on my fucking my SNES, whatever that fucking thing is called.
Or I mean the GBA one. Like can I get a version one?
The GBA one. Yeah.
Can I get a version has the GBA content, but like the SNES sound? Can I get that? Like, can I get
and
that
the words and like
it's just
all that fucking shit?
It's weird. Can I just get a proper remake? Like, it's really weird. It's the most beloved game in the series next to 7, and it's never gotten. I've always figured, well, it's happening at some point. It's common sense, but I've been thinking that now for like more than 15 years, and
it should have happened by now.
Yeah, I don't think it will anymore.
No.
Like it's just weird. Like 7's too beloved to ignore, but other than that, like they just kind of ignore all the like Sakaguchi ones, and it's just all the more modern stuff, or everything that God, what's the Nomura, like everything that Nomura was involved in one way or the other gets to still exist, and everything else is just kind of.
I don't know the names, so I don't know.
Nomura is the guy who did the character designs and the art on 7 and a lot of the other stuff, and like Kingdom Hearts was his baby.
It was good when it finally finished, but apparently it's not finished yet.
Yeah. So he's a big wheel at the Cracker Factory over there now. He's got some good stuff. He does some good stuff.
The fact that we could have gotten 5.
Yeah.
We could have gotten 5. But I mean, we got 6, so I'm not really complaining. But it's like, what the fuck? 5 was so good.
That was great.
So good.
Unlike the last weird half hour of this podcast where we came back to finish Dynamite and didn't even talk about wrestling.
Oh yeah, we finished Dynamite. So Wardlow lost to Powerhouse Hobbs.
He lost to Butts from Final Fantasy V.
Jazz
who is the greatest Warhammer 40K player ever
against the best flippy team.
After Sage Tella had a heart attack in the ring because he called Kenny Omega a spoony bard.
Alex Reynolds and John Silver were in a match for reasons. Blackpool Combat Club are heel now. Okay. DVD left. Moxley's the thing.
Moxley, right. Moxley is a disembodied hand that spurts blood everywhere it goes.
We're getting a new title